Today, on Be Something Wonderful, the greater truth of the SP manifesting story. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Here we are with a back-to-back video today. This doesn't happen often, but today it's happening because we released a video this morning that was entitled the Unbelievable SP Manifesting Story, right? And I'll go into some of the specifics of that. But it was actually, the result was that she manifested somebody else and not her SP. But that was a choice she made, a choice when she moved to fulfillment, right? So what happened is the person that helps me manage the social media on my channel, right? Helps me look at things and organize things, and also manages the comments on the channel. She changed the title of the video and the thumbnail to align more with the part. She goes, Tom, the message is so powerful, but I think that the title might not quite match the message. So I go, well, change it to whatever you think, right? So now it's talking about the manifesting story of not manifesting your SP. Because in a way that's what happened, but it's much bigger than that. So I want to hit this. And my calendar blew up, meaning bookings all through tonight and all tomorrow is already closed off based on this video. And good stuff, good messages from them. Some of them wondering about where they are with their SP and manifesting their SP. Others wanted to really understand this idea that everything's unfolding for them, that everything is working out, and actually move to that assumption. So I want to talk about all of this in this video today and more to really give you some clarity on what we're talking about. Remember, this video this morning was about this client who contacted me after several weeks, a few months really, and that when we had first talked to her over a number of sessions, she was struggling, this is her words, struggling with getting past the 3D conditions. She said, Tom, it's hard to understand that things are always working out for me, that these 3D conditions mean it's unfolding for me. And I said, stop trying and struggling to see the conditions as unfolding for you, and trying and struggling to see that everything's working out with you, and move to the idea that it is, period. Move to the absolute assumption that no matter what the 3D conditions, in this case, it was her SP with a third party who was engaged in a probable marriage, right? And it was just too hard for her. So she moved to that. She moved to the absolute assumption that everything's working out for her. She was still imagining herself happy with her SP. It wasn't that, but it was a greater imaginal act. It was imagining herself totally fulfilled, knowing that no matter what these conditions are showing her, that she's fulfilled. While she was doing that, right, she met somebody in a coffee shop. They ran into each other, spilled coffee on each other. And she felt that this was the one. Do you hear this? It wasn't that she gave up manifesting her SP. She chose again. She thought that from that state of fulfillment, she realized that old SP wasn't the one. Do you hear it? From that total state of alignment with what she wanted, which is fulfillment, which is to know that everything's working out for her, which is to know that things are not only working out, that everything's going her way. From that state, she runs into this new guy who said is perfect, right? Lined up with even this idea that I said that she was talking about. The other guy didn't like live plays. This guy likes it. She goes, I wouldn't have known unless I went through what I went through, unless I went through those steps, that unfolding, right? So it wasn't that she gave that because, and remember I told you that she said she started the session by saying he's going to get married, her old SP. But she allowed that. She finalized that outcome. She decided that that's fine, right? If she wanted to, she could have looked at that condition and said it's part of the unfolding and that the condition's changing and go back to the assumption that she's married to the old SP. or that they're together and there's no third party. But she changed her mind. She decided that this person she met was the one. Do you hear it? That was the message. All of you were going, a few of you, not all of you, were going up on different tangents, right? And reacting to that. But remember, your reaction tells you where you are. So if you're manifesting an SP and you're reacting, you're feeling sensations of negative sensations after watching that video, that shows that you're not in fulfillment, that you're not assuming that you're already with your SP, that you're not assuming that you're not conscious of being already having what you want. Do you see it? That's what it's really showing. So remember, I really want to go to this because this video was never about giving up on your desire or that SP. She made a conscious choice. You are wholly and absolutely unlimited, no exceptions. You can be, do, or have whatever your heart desires, no exceptions. You can manifest an SP or whatever else you desire, no exceptions. I hope that's clear because some of you are going, well, you know, because some of you were writing, well, does that mean I can't have my SP? And others were answering, of course it does not mean that, right? I get it, consoling them, right? But remember, we never said that. It was never about that. But here's the kicker. You can't be or have what you want or desire without being conscious of already being and having it. Do you hear it? It's not about what you want or what you need. It's about being it. It's about being conscious of already having and being it. And I think there was a subscriber that wrote a beautiful interpretation of that video. And I tried to look for it before I did this one. I couldn't find it. But it was Soul Love. I remember the name on as a subscriber was Soul Love. Thank you, Soul Love. It was a perfect explanation, a perfect interpretation of what we were trying to say with that video. It wasn't to be interpreted that you can't have your SP. Never. We never say that, right? And it wasn't, I think one of you wrote, it seems to debunk the law of attraction. It has nothing to do with debunking the law of attraction or the law of assumption. In fact, it lines up with it. She was manifesting exactly what she was conscious of being. When she moved to fulfillment, when she moved to knowing that everything's working out with her, she could have had her old SP or the new one. Everything opened up. All possibilities opened up. She decided to accept the conditions of the third party, the engagement and him getting married, because she fell for this new one. Do you see it? And none of it is about things that are meant to be or anything like that, or it's manifesting something, what you desire or something better. None of it. She had a choice, just like you do, to have whatever you want. You get to decide, right? And as I said, my phone blew up and the sessions blew up and we're hitting this, right? And part of this is this video. I got a little break to do this, right? Remember, wanting, desiring, craving, and insisting without moving to already having and being, it is a state of non-fulfillment. It's a state of lack. So that's where you're coming from. If you watched that video this morning and you're railing that, does that mean I want what I want though? And that's okay. But you've got to be it. You can't keep wanting what you want and desiring what you want without moving to it. Do you hear it? You've got to already be it. You've got to already have it. There's no path to fulfillment from non-fulfillment. You got to go from fulfillment to fulfillment, right? You can't get to fulfillment from being conscious of being unfulfilled. That was the message this morning. My client was focused on non-fulfillment initially. That was what our initial sessions were about. She was focused on the bigness of the 3D conditions, the third party. She was feeling unfulfilled. She was feeling threatened by the conditions, right? The engagement and the probable marriage, right? And a possible marriage. All those were limiting perceptions. Those were assumptions in changing conditions, right? She wanted and desired her SP from a version of herself in reality of feeling separation, of feeling lack, until she moved into this idea that those conditions are unfolding for everything is unfolding perfectly, leading her to everything she wants, right? Everything's going her way, right? She felt initially crushed by those conditions. Do you see it? That's why. It had nothing to do that she couldn't manifest her SP. Once she moved to fulfillment, Then it opened up all doors and she met somebody that actually she felt was really her SP. Do you see it? She just chose. She could have been with the old one if she chose to do that. Right? So it's not about, I think some of you are going, well, that's what I mean. The law of assumption doesn't always work. It's none of that. That's all coming from your fear, your doubt, you not feeling fulfilled, right? You doubting it. It has nothing to do with that, right? I really want to hit this. So what happened? She moved within to her absolute assumption of fulfillment, right? That included being with him and no third party. You see that? She was still imagining that she was with him, the old SP, with no third party. But bigger than that, bigger than imagining that, she was feeling absolutely unattached to those 3D conditions, unattached to her desire, right? And in love. She was just feeling the love of fulfillment. She looked at all 3D conditions as working out for her in perfect unfolding. She took a stand in her assumption of fulfillment regardless of the news that he was even getting married. So it had nothing to do with that. She was already there, right? She could have shaped that reality to whatever she wanted to. Then as she basked in all of it, she met the one, what she said is the one, right? She chose this. She accepted as final the engagement of the marriage of the old SP, right? Because she ran in to this other guy. Right? And she just realized that her old SP, as she was coming from a state of fulfillment, wasn't for her any longer. That's powerful. That doesn't mean that's what's going to happen with you. If you want your SP and you feel it and you're coming from a state of already being it, of already being that person that's with your SP, of already having it, then it's yours. Fulfillment's guaranteed no matter what. Right? So she didn't settle. She didn't modify her desire. She didn't feel to manifest her SP. And that doesn't debunk the law of attraction or the law of assumption. None of that. That's all coming from your linear, fearful 3D mind. We all have that linear, fearful 3D mind, by the way. So I'm not picking on you. That's where that's coming from. It's all coming from your reactions, from fear and your limiting assumptions and beliefs. Right? That's why my client was in that linear thought, that linear fear. Right? So if you're feeling a reaction, it just simply tells you what reality you're occupying, what version of yourself you're at. Are you responding from the version of fulfillment? Then that video should empower you. You should be happy for her. You should see the larger reality and the bigger picture. Or are you seeing someone who didn't get the old SP and you're looking at failure? Then you know where you stand with relation to what you desire. Do you see it? She moved within to absolute fulfillment and wholeness, right? That guy she bumped into is the one, the true SP for her. That's what she decided. It was a choice. It wasn't an outside power that decided it. It wasn't meant to be. What's meant to be is what you mean it to be, right? It's not about manifesting that or something better. Those are all thoughts of duality. Right? That manifesting your desire or something better is a thought of relativity, is a thought of duality. That doesn't apply to that higher power, right? She chose a new assumption from fulfillment and joy. She chose to let go of the old desired reality that no longer resonated with her, and she chose the new reality. That's what happened, right? There's only one law, the law of being. And it includes all the other laws, law of attraction, law of resonance, law of frequency, law of vibration, law of correspondence. So it's not even about the law of attraction, it's about the law of being, right? Being conscious of who you want to be. That self-concept is everything. Who do you say I am? That's why Jesus asked the question, right? Who and what you assume you are determines your entire life experience, regardless of what you want and desire. You can continue to want and desire, but that doesn't mean you're going to live it. You've got to move to it. You've got to assume you already are that, what you desire. You already have what you want, right? Her story reinforced the unlimited power of the law of assumption to manifest an SP or anything else you want. It did not debunk it. It reinforced it. You didn't see the greater message here. If you see her story as bittersweet, as one of you mentioned, disappointing, or even threatening, you've missed the larger message here. right? And again, that might have come from the title of the video, but that was changed, right? You're assuming a state of not already being who you desire to be or not already having what you want if that story wasn't anything but thrilling for you, right? Because she got exactly what she wanted. She's living the life of her dreams. She had a choice. That's the greater truth of the SP manifesting story. I am your host, Tom Caron, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, a week from Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're now considering a live stream on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. That's coming. I will send some news out on that. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for commenting. Thank you to Soul Love. I want to reach out again for that beautiful explanation of that video. And for others that have commented and didn't get it. And even for the others that didn't get it. Yeah, I understand. I know where you're coming from. And that's why I did this other video for you, right? To really unpack it. Thank you for being here. We have a Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. Also on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Caron. Don't forget the video from earlier today. There's a link below where you can watch that. I would watch it again as you watch this one. And that should really move you to a higher level of understanding. With great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, creators, we'll see you soon.